What's up, friend? Welcome back to B-Sparks Gaming. If you were watching the Game Awards 2025, you saw it. The world premiere of Lords of the Fallen 2. It's a promise of a brutally challenging, high-stakes fantasy adventure coming in 2026. The developers at CI Games are taking the core idea of fighting in two parallel worlds and dialing up the action, the terror, and the sheer scale. We're going to dive deep into a 1,000-year history that led to this apocalypse, break down the unbelievable new bosses and fight mechanics revealed in the trailer, and explain why this is the game every action RPG fan needs to look forward to. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around to the end for the full breakdown of the new Dismemberment system. Our world was saved from the most brutal tyranny by a demon god named Adyr. He wasn't killed, but he was contained, shackled by the forces of light. This containment was maintained by the 5 beacons of the Sentinel, gigantic towers standing over the land of Mornstead. These beacons weren't meant to be eternal locks on Adyr's prison, protecting the land for 1,000 years, but time, it seems, makes heroes lazy. The new Lords of the Fallen is set 1,000 years after that defeat. Over a millennium, the protectors of the beacons grew weak and corrupt, and the seals began to fail. Adyr's dark forces were able to fester and defile those beacons, weakening the chains that held the demon god. The terrifying core of the story is that the heroes failed to keep him contained. The sequel's entire premise is built on that question. How did Adyr manage to regain enough power to rise after being suppressed for so long? That's the mystery you, the player, must solve. So what exactly do you do in Lords of the Fallen? You take on the role of the Lampbearer, a brave crusader who finds the key to his world's survival, the Umbral lamp. This isn't just an item, it's the power to breach the boundaries of two stacked realities. The first is Axiom. This is the realm of the living, the medieval dark fantasy world of Mornstead, full of burning cities, intricate citadels, and dangerous forests. The second is Umbral. This is the realm of the undead. It's the horrific, ghostly mirror of Axiom. The same places are now twisted, decaying, and infested with terrifying spectral creatures. And what you'll have as the Lampbearer is a unique ability, a second life. When you're defeated in Axiom, you're pulled into Umbral. It's a second chance, but it comes with a massive cost. The longer you stay in Umbral, the greater the danger, as even more aggressive monstrous beings hunt you down. Pretty much, it sucks and get the hell out of there. The task you have is to traverse both worlds, battling demonic and monstrous foes to cleanse and revitalize the 5 beacons. You're the only one that could take down Adyr's devastating resurrection. You're not going to need just courage to fight, you need the sheer will to constantly face your own death in the Nightmare Realm. Now let's talk about the new jaw-dropping sequel coming in 2026. The developers made it clear at the Game Awards that this game is going to be bigger. The world is collapsing and the veil between Axiom and Umbral is thinner than ever, and the stakes are impossibly high. First up, they confirmed the return of co-op action. This, I am so happy about. You can bring a friend into this brutal world and tackle the adventures together. Now be warned, you may want to bring a friend because the bosses they showed look absolutely epic. And for me, I really enjoy this game, especially playing with my friend Blasphemy. It's just a totally different experience when you play it with a friend. The trailer gave us a first look at 3 enormous new threats. One being a genuinely just gigantic dragon that promises aerial combat and massive sweeping elemental attacks. This is a boss that will test your reaction time and your ability to use the environment. It just looked really, really impressive. Another being the Heartroot Warden. This is a towering, intimidating warrior composed mostly of exposed, grotesque, muscular, showing the deep corruption of the world. And another one I believe was Koidrith, the angelic horror. Now, this was one of the coolest reveals. It was a winged angel-like monster who uses magical portals to zip around the arena. This confirms the sequel will demand faster, more tactical fighting as you chase the monster across 2 realms. The scale of this game seems really massive, but I do believe the detail of the combat is what's truly going to separate Lords of the Fallen 2 from others. In the beginning, I mentioned the dismemberment system, so let's talk about that one. It's a fluid way to incapacitate your enemies faster and with more style. It leads to some of the most intense and over-the-top finishing moves we've ever seen in fantasy games, like mind-blowing. The trailer showed us 4 examples of this new gruesome feature. The neck grab counter, we saw a player dodge an enemy's attack, grab its elongated neck, and use the enemy as a flail to violently slam into the ground. That's using the monster's own body as a weapon. Another being the scythe combo, a character wielding a massive scythe weapon cleanly slicing off the foe's tentacles or head before immediately following up with plunging the blade deep into the monster's core. Fast, precise, brutal. We got tandem takedowns. For the co op fans, the trailer featured a synchronized move, a tandem head stomp. That proves you and a friend can deliver crushing coordinated attacks. And another we have is the chain finisher. This is what I really loved. Here, the Lampbearer was shown wrapping a long, heavy chain around the enemy's throat and applying pressure until the finishing blow was delivered. It's pure heavy metal execution that was just captured in the intense tone of the game. The best way I could break this one down is, man, that was just beautiful. That was freaking beautiful. Now, if you enjoy challenging RPGs that reward skill that's satisfying, intense, and over the top combat, I'm telling you now, Lords of the Fallen 2 looks like it's going to deliver one of the heftiest, most epic experiences yet. I really did like Lords of the Fallen 1. The release in 2023, the Lords of the Fallen, it was a really good game. 2.5 is now out. I did a full video on that. I'll leave a video down in the description. I'll leave a link. But over time, it took them quite a while, I'd say, to get these updates through because they had so many. They had so much to do, I think, to get this game where it needed to run efficiently. But it's there now. And I know that they have learned a lot since that release. And my hope is that in 2026, day one, the game is going to run, it's going to look well, it's going to play well. So now we have to wait for 2026. The return of Adyr, the collapse of Axiom and Umbral, the incredible new scale of bosses, and the pure refined brutality of the combat engine, Lords of the Fallen 2 is shaping up to be an unmeasurable title in 2026. We've got 1,000 years of lore, two massive worlds to explore, and a gauntlet of nightmares to conquer. The question is, are you ready to take up the Umbral lamp again? What part of the Game Awards impressed you the most? And do you plan to go into Lords of the Fallen solo or play co-op with a friend? Let me know down in the comments. Also, I'd really like to hear your guys' thoughts on that dismemberment system. I think that's going to be over the top, take this really to the next level. Can you ever have too much gore? Like, can you really? If you're hyped for this game, smash that like button. Definitely consider subscribing over here at BSparks Gaming. And make sure you click that notification bell so you can get notified for future videos, especially as we're going to continue to provide details to you on Lords of the Fallen as more comes out. I really appreciate you watching this video, and make sure you click on the screen. That'll take you to more Lords of the Fallen videos. I'll see you over there. Peace.